country don't they benefit from the international trip there. So with the president on do once more, one say good morning to Keketoma Sandi and welcome to the program. Good morning, Salone.
Thanks for having me, and it's always a pleasure for those tonight and talk about it in President don't do at home or internationally.
Okay, so now let me look at the international trip them where the president on do so far, because that's a one issue where plenty people can get concerned. But so from April 2018 to now, almost international trip where the president on do so far.
Well, I don't do a lot, but I think you go find make a good context. By 2018, when the president take over as a country, we all know say in 2017 the international financial institutions, like for instance and other donors like IMF, the World Bank, African Development Bank, they all be done suspend them budgetary support to Salone because they believe say at that time the country be done lost them confidence because of the way how the past government we deal with them. So when president take over, it be get poku thing we want do. But one strategic thing we will achieve now for make sure say we gain with international credibility. And we make sure say we get the trust and confidence of development partners, but also for rebrand with international image. Because I still remember say at one point in time we even go Japan. We go Japan, they will tell you one go lodge. Now and tell me say no, president delegation no go lodge now because the other government will be there, then can't take hotel and not pay bill. So as minute as that one, they tell you the dent where the country we don't get internationally. But then going forward, waiting we do not the fact say at that point presidents we get two choices for make. One, we for use the Rwanda experience. Rwanda way and President Kagame come, is spending millions and millions of dollars, for make sure say they rebrand Rwanda, for make sure say they get international institutions them, bodies them, where really they pay for rebranding country. But we don't get that money there. So I'll give for instance, Rwanda alone, then get what they call the sleeve sponsorship project where they get with Arsenal Football Club. Just for me they write on Arsenal and sleeve, visit Rwanda. They pay £10 million a year. And it's a 4 years contract. When we say they pay £40 million a year. So we don't get that money there. We don't get that money there. Because that money there, if we get them, we go probably build more classes, more classrooms, them, more schools, buy more books or picking them, and all that there. So what did President decide for do? President decided for say, okay, we don't get that money there for pay international institutions then for make them do public relations for you. Make her work hard for make sure say this country will be transformed to be a progressive country. We go attract the confidence of the national community. So waiting president do. Community. So waiting president do. President make sure say at home we begin to policies them, we begin to good governance things there, we begin reform laws them, boku thing them. So at the end of the day, we see say in these past 4 years, we don't get boku international institutions them. We don't rate Salone because of what you don't do at home. So I'll give you a few instances. The World Press Freedom Index, we don't move Salone from 75th place to 46th place because of what you don't do. Just how don't protect journalists them and because they don't repeal the seditious libel law. It not stop the extractive industry transparency initiative. For the first time, very recently, then go State House. The report we them produce, we get overall score, one of the highest, 87.5. It not stop the Millennium Challenge Corporation. For 4 consecutive years, we will pass them. Now we don't develop the program for do the compact. We make sure say Salone right now, we don't only protest for develop the compact. We not stop there. Transparency International, we don't also increase the ranking. So all them international institutions, they don't make sure say, all waiting president we don't do. Because I tell you say, when you want for deal with international institutions or regain Salone in credibility, the institutions they're working at the world, when they monitor countries, when they look how countries they progress, then for able to talk say no, this president, he don't do boku today, he don't do boku thing in country. This president, he don't move in country from this position to this position. So now I make argue just that overview there of just the international credible institutions they are already Salone. But then trip they are waiting in. Now you realize say come, presidents focus on the free quality education. because it's a human capital development. Now something when are the tool for sustainable development. So as a result of that, President don't make sure say we don't do plenty things in a Salone. And then say we don't do, it don't give we international credibility and platform them with President they hold. So I'll also give you an instance. 11 years of the former president's way day, we remember say the only things on the way the former president be there, now way he be head the chair for African Union, the C10, under the committee where they look for reform United Nations. But because President Bio, during their trip there, during their engagement there, they don't engage world leaders, credible institutions. President Bio, in these 4 years, and I go make you check other heads of states them in 4 years, who are the old kind positions there, with President Bio the whole. So I will also give you an instance. President Bio alone, now the chairperson for African Peer Review Forum of Head of States. Now the co-chair, where they go chair, transforming education. The biggest global stage for education in the world.
Some of them position there, so where you want for use as a yardstick, say, now because of President Bio in Waka, way they do all over the world. I want for you also know say some of them three players on rotational positions. It just happens say that during President Bio in terms of presidency, Salone turn rich.
Well, this is the first time in the world where the world they come together for global education. Now the first time, it's not about rotational. So we mean say now the first time where they take president, imagine all the heads of state in the world, then choose president of Africa, small country, then say, you can chair the Transforming Education Summit, the biggest global platform for education, then put on there. Now the first time may be rotational. When you say rotational, I think them for instance, where UN they meet every year, ECOWAS they meet every year, Africa Union they meet every year. But the things that what they tell you, I think that for the very first time it happened, the high-level steering committee on education, now the UN, President Bio, now in the chair, and the co-chair with the General and UNESCO. So it means say all the time they happen for the very first time. But you know, only stop there as well. The UN Secretary General, he choose President Bio among 5 leaders. Them say, "Una now they can't champion education. You for responsible for early learning." We mean say we picking small. President Bio now for focus on how the world for make sure say we put programs together, activities together for make sure say we support early learning. So all the thing they tell you say because of President Bio, these 4 years we don't do. Now this country, the work we don't work, the reforms we don't do, the world don't recognize, don't give place this credible government.
So looking at the overview we don't get, asked you earlier say like almost strip the president undo from 2018 to now. Because plenty people get the perception say President Bio don't travel past other presidents.
Well, you go travel because when you take a country where international image dent, I'd say 2017, IMF, World Bank, Africa Development Bank, they all left the country. It means say you not go just sit down at Salone for make you engage them and then come back. You get for travel, you get for go meet them, you get for go to international platforms them for make you explain what you don't do so far. But then the question you always ask now, how then trips here don't translate to Sierra Leone in benefit
Sandi,
when I want country.
Mr. Sandi, while you talk, you go also find they get some clarity for the benefit of listeners. Them you make mention about 2017 international donor them where you say left the country, and as of then tending the last because of some of them conditionality they give to the government, for example, for remove subsidy barriers and fuel, and the government by then not be feel say that's not be appropriate step for take. Where President Bioka in 2018, he go back to the reverting the conversation, he accept to some of their own conditionality, we make many people feel say today that not the reason we make prices of fuel, rest, and other things will be get subsidies they go.
Well, you not just stop there. There are many things there.
Namely,
I mean, IMF, of course, then we get serious problem with the government accountability and transparency mechanism. Because they feel say the government very corrupt. Because we don't know they give them money.
you get evidence
they expect
to that effect.
the evidence so you forget now the fact say IMF, World Bank, African Development Bank, they all know the set conditions then for increase say you get for put increments per fuel. No, because for instance, African Development Bank also dangle them for. African Development Bank then therefore supports you, give you budgetary support and boku things there. But when you see say they all come together, the World Bank, the IMF, African Development Bank, and say, this government then too corrupt, no go. But it tell you the extent to which confidence be don't drop in this country. So when you get a president we come, you get for make sure say for regaining trust and confidence then they you get for make sure say you make some of them trips then they you go to you partners them to countries them where obviously they align with your thoughts and many places the outside presidents bio people respect her because of human capital development. But the Sarah Bwango Dija now that people like you always they ask say, okay, we don't make all them trips there. How some of them trips here also don't try for translate to
before
people
look at the
ordinarily.
benefit of the NTKP, look at the perception we certain people and get. Some of the good relationship with President Biodon create already international. Why you think they're not visible to certain people, then still get a negative thought on then different TKP?
Well, everybody in life you get a choice. I mean, if I sit down before you, I wear white clothes, you can decide to say this clothes you wear in a black. Or this not pink. Now a choice you get.
But you don't think they matter to the people for let them feel convinced because normally people can get the belief say if the president they travel not the interest of the public.
Well, but people are convinced. But then if you choose not to convince because of your politics, but people are convinced. But then if you choose not to convince because of your politics, that is a choice that you make. Because definitely people are very opposition and not glad the president goes down at the same chair with the UN Secretary General. Because they go feel say, this man here so. For all the heads of the way why not no more go sit down there? And not glad if president, for instance, go to Paris where they invite them on the pre-summit for transforming education, then they say, President, now you know the co-chair for the high-level steering committee, you sit down with the Director General UNESCO. When a big portion of the world, and no glad because of the politics. Because they go feel say, why now you no more? And no glad if African Union say, okay, President Bio, you don't do beaucoup for good governance in your country. You can be chair of the APR Forum of Head of States there, where they monitor countries on how the democracy they go. They not go happy
Keketoma,
and not go glad.
During the term we they give you overview of waiting presidents Bio don't do, especially in terms of in traveling them, you make mention of the gains them where the president don't make both internationally and home. Internationally, you make mention of restoring donor confidence, and home you talk about policies them where presidents Bio don't put for ensure say all Sierra Leoneans get a very comfortable life. Them policies they are way they talk about. One question we go they run through many Sierra Leoneans in mind now that then really they work. How they don't they work for reflect on the lives of Sierra Leone. For example, President Biwe come and make a lot of economic policies, but with all them policies, then they opt in now. The economy they get a serious challenge.
Well, I mean, I can always say President Bill is unfortunate because it take a country at a time where the world economy, world incident, the world activities them they overtake them. So, for instance, come after 1 year, we don't do all them good plans, them good things, them for free college education. What's happen? Now we realize say COVID come. COVID affected all economies, all countries in the world, and because of that, they get rippling effect. But president, now somebody where he not just say because of COVID, he not go do what he want for do. You talk about many things the way. How this don't affect people's lives. Now I one canto. Some of them trip their way president don't go. I tell you, say, firstly, if they make sure say where you go, if they get enough donor support and confidence for which you know Salone. So I'll give you an instance.
We don't
so
just
just
talk about the trip again.
no, at the camp,
Question,
at the camp
you don't
to
talk about the trips. You also talk about home. Now home now they talk about.
Yes.
We make mention of policies where say presidents they don't put in place. So the question, are these policies working?
the policies are working. I just want to explain to you how some of the gains they will make internationally don't translate to home. So if you give me small chance, I go do them. Then I go also give you a list of policies the president don't do for affect the ordinary man. So, for instance, during COVID, president say people in there where, for instance, na the hospitality industry.